Why does the heat in every old apartment building always break in the middle of winter? My second month working maintenance for a property company, I spent half my shifts knocking on doors to tell people the same thing. Boiler's down. We've got a vendor coming. Sorry, no hot water. You could watch the whole building sag. The old man on the third floor who boiled kettles on the stove just to wash. The woman in 2B with a newborn, heating bottles of water on a hot plate. A guy who worked road crews taking cold showers at 5 a.m. before a 14-hour day. One tenant knocked on the office door almost in tears and then apologized for being upset, which was worse. The boiler had been down 6 weeks. The other guys just shrugged. It's always like this. Wait for the vendor. I'd spent 4 years before that working alongside my uncle, who did residential heating and pipe fitting, boilers, pumps, gas valves, anything with pressure or flame. So on a slow Thursday, with the property manager, Karen, out for the day, I asked the senior guy if I could take a look. He said if I thought I could do something, be his guest. It wasn't a mystery once I got the jacket off. The unit was choked with scale, a seized circulator pump, and a fouled flame sensor caked in years of grime. Someone had run it hard for a decade and never serviced a thing. I spent 5 hours on it, pulled the pump, cleaned the sensor, bled the whole system, replaced a cracked gasket I found in the van's spare bin. Word got around the building. The old man from the third floor came down and stood in the boiler room with his coat on, watching like it was open heart surgery. Somebody's kid started a countdown. When I finished purging the air and fired it up, it caught clean and held pressure. Every gauge where it should be for the first time in who knows how long. I went up and ran the tap in the nearest unit and it went hot in 30 seconds. Somebody actually clapped in the hallway. By that night, 40 units had hot water. The woman with the newborn caught me in the lobby and said, "Thank you so many times." She started to cry. The road crew guy shook my hand hard enough to hurt. The senior guy bought me a sandwich. I went home prouder than I'd been in a long time. Karen was waiting in the office the next morning. She had a face like I'd flooded the basement. Before I could clock in, she slid a written warning across the desk. Termination, 2 weeks notice. "You performed unauthorized work on leased equipment," she said. I started explaining that it worked, that the whole building had hot water, that people were happy, and she put a folder in front of me. The boiler wasn't ours. It was under a full-service lease with a mechanical contractor, and the contract said only their licensed techs could open it. By touching it, I'd voided the coverage on a unit worth more than a year of my pay. And there was the gas liability angle. Unlicensed work meant insurance wouldn't cover a thing if it failed. Didn't matter that it ran perfectly. Didn't matter that it was safe. The senior guy vouched for me. 2 tenants came down to the office to ask why the kid who fixed the heat was being fired. Karen didn't move. I'd broken a real rule, and rules were rules. I worked out the 2 weeks, which was its own kind of torture, because the heat ran flawless the whole time. Here's the part that matters. On my second to last day, a tenant from the 5th floor, quiet guy, always paid on time, stopped me in the stairwell and asked what I was doing next. I told him I had no idea. Turned out he ran a small facilities management company servicing a dozen buildings, and he'd spent months trying to find someone who actually understood boilers. He hired me on the spot, better money, and paid for my gas and heating license that spring. The exact license that would have made the whole thing legal in the first place. I'm licensed now. I service the mechanical systems for 11 properties. Last February, one of them called with a dead boiler they'd ignored for weeks. It was my old building. Karen didn't recognize me until she signed the work order and read the name. I fixed it in about 40 minutes. Same scale, same pump, same neglect. Then handed her the invoice, licensed rate, plus the emergency call-out fee, and told her, honestly, she was lucky I could get out that fast.